Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're about to print for our Islamic tile print, and I want to make sure I have all my materials. So I have a roller, I have a printing mat, I have the ink I want, and a little plastic tab. I have my baron, I have my carved block that I've washed and dried so that the crusties are out of it. I've got my printing paper, which is a large white paper with my name on it, with my shuk on it. This is our registration board for this assignment. It's a little bit different than the last one. We're not printing on it, but we are using it to help us figure out how and where to print. So I'm going to take my registration board and lay it over the top of my printing paper, and then I'm just going to lightly with my pencil mark the corners. I got a little bit off. Okay. So I know where to lay my block. Okay, so what I should have is a paper with 4 tiny little pencil corner marks. Okay. All right, so I can move this out of the way. I also have my test paper and my registration paper, or my protective paper. I'm going to skip my test paper for today, but I would like you to start with the test paper. All right, so now I need to decide which part do I want to be in the center. Now Molly, since it's your block,
I don't care.
You don't care. How about we'll start with this one in the center. That means that when I print, I'm going to print the first one like this. Let's put a mark. I want this one in the center. Perfect. And then I'm going to print it again with it in the center that way. And then print it again with it in the center that way. So that the center is always the same corner. Does that kind of make sense? Okay. All right, we'll do one quick print to show. Get a little bit of ink. Remember, it's better to start with too little than too much. And these are smaller blocks, so I'm going to use a smaller roller. Trying to keep it in a contained area until it looks like Velcro. Okay. Now, if we're going to pretend, Molly, that we've already done a test print and you figured out that you like your image and you don't need to carve anything else away, so we're kind of skipping a step here. I'm going to take my X and I'm going to line it up with that box that I made and make sure my X is in the corner. Now that I'm looking at it, I kind of wish I had drawn the whole line. That would help me straighten it, but that's okay. And protective paper, and then just press down with my baron. And I have to lift up my block carefully. All right, so there's one. I'm going to ink it again. And then this time, I'm going to rotate it and make sure that my center mark is still in the center. It will not line up perfectly, just do your best. Okay, drop it, don't move it once it's on there. Protective paper, careful not to let my protective paper touch the ink. That would be unfortunate. Press down with my baron, make sure I get the corners. Carefully peel it up. Okay, a little bit more ink. How do you like that pattern, Molly?
Good.
Okay. Would you have changed anything?
Did you?
A little bit more ink. Rotate it again. So the center is in the center. Try to get it to line up as best you can. It will not always line up. That's okay. We're going to try to do the best that we can. Protective paper, not letting it fall on the ink. I think a lot of times people err on the side of too much ink and it makes their pictures wobbly. It's better to err on the side of too little ink. Looks like I didn't quite press in the center. I'll be more cautious next time. Roll it again, ink it again. And the last one. Try to line it up as best I can. A little bit. Okay. Here we go. All right, so I overlapped a little bit there, and it's a little bit light in some places, but all in all, that's a pretty good print. My edges are clean. I don't have any smudges or fingerprints. Ink's a little light in places, but it lines up nicely. That's a pretty good print. Now, next time, if I were Molly, I can experiment using different corners. I could have these two be the same and these two be different corners. I can start playing with different colors. It's up to me, but at least I've got one solid print. All right, thanks.